Let's make a crossbody bag, easy to make and simple to follow. So our first piece in this project is this front opening part of the bag. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna show it to you like this. Yeah, this is better. So this is the part. As you can see, I have securely pinned it with a stencil. I have pinned it to make sure that the part that I have crocheted is measuring accurately with the stencil, because the stencil is the base that we are going to cut in bits, and we are going to use it on the lower base of the bag and the side base of the bag. Please ignore a lot of things on my table, I apologize. So this is the opening of the bag. I have secured it with a crochet stitch marker. So what you can do is, first we are going to be making this portion of the bag. I'm going to show you what's the base. So to start with the bag, I am using this yarn. So I went back to my old videos and I saw that it's not very convenient to not share the proper accurate size of the yarn that you're going to be using for this project. So this is a 4 medium size yarn. Let me just zoom in for you. So in order to make this folding thing, what I have done is that I have worked the sideways, okay? So I've made the base of this thing first, okay? And like I chained 60 just now, so that chain 60 is from the side way, and then we are going to be working our row all up the way till here until we have a total of 31 rows, inclusive of the base foundation chain that we have made here. So make sure after you turn your work, you always chain one and turn your work. So here, this side of the work, it might not look very even, because yeah, I have done that mistake. Make sure you don't do that mistake. So in my tutorial, I'm not doing that mistake, so don't worry. So what is it is that taking the measurement from the side of the bag and then going all the way towards 31 row, and then eventually taking your stencil like this and measuring till the top portion, and that is where you flip your bag. It's for the it's for the closing of the magnets or the button. So this is the opening of the bag. That's all. Starting our project, we're going to be chaining 60. Okay, so as usual, make your slip knot. You can go to my videos and you can see a tutorial on how to make slip knot. That will give you a beginner's guide of how to crochet, because the first step to learning crocheting is obviously a slip knot. So make 60 chain, count accurately, make sure to not even lose a single chain. And also, if you want to skip the first chain and work on your project for the base, you can always go 1 or 2 more chains, depending on what I suggested. So make 62. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 skip to chain and go to your third chain on this. So what we're going to be doing is that we are working on the we're not working on the back side of these chains, which we usually do while making any crochet project. We are just working on the normal this opening sides of the chain. So I just want to focus. So we are making half double crochet here for the base. Okay, so keep making your half double crochet until you reach towards the end of your this base, foundation base. So our first row is done. So for our second row and the following row, it's very easy. Chain 1, flip your work, and we are going to be making double crochet from our following rows, for our following rows. So for double crochet, just go inside your stitch, simple as that. Pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, go inside your stitch, pull through 3 loops on the hook, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, go inside the stitch, 3 loops on the hook, pull through 2, pull through 2. So this is our double crochet. So we're going to be doing that until the end of the row, double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1 and do double crochet all the way. So we're going to chain 1 again, double crochet. So this is the pattern. It's as simple as that until you reach row 31. So it's nothing heebie-jeebie, not very difficult, not a very difficult pattern. So yeah, so keep on doing your double crochets until the end of the row. So eventually, this is the way you're going to reach all the way till row 31. And then, like I said, you can keep your stencil, which you're going to cut it into the required width for the base. And I'm going to show you that as well. And then you're going to place it, and you can see the opening, because I really want my bag to have a opening set to it. So for that, I am gonna be using magnets or button as of now. I don't know, but yeah, this is actually the back piece of the bag. This is the opening, like the mouth of the bag. And now we are gonna be making the front portion of the bag that's going to come here. Okay, so the front piece that we'll make now will finally give a proper end piece of a bag, and then we're going to be making the sides, and then we're going to be making the strand and the additional things we'll make. So this is, remember, this is the back portion of the bag, not the front portion. Front portion will be the same height as this. We're going to be excluding the opening, and we're going to take the front portion. So make sure to have a measuring tape if that helps to measure your work. So I am just gonna go ahead and just gonna fold the bag like it was folded, I mean the opening part, and I am going to be taking the tape from the side of the bag to make sure that I'm taking accurate measurements. So yeah, it's slightly 11 inches, but then not accurately 11 inches, so it's kind of like 10 inch and 10.8 inch, yeah, to be accurate if you want to really go precise on the number. So this is the base that we are going to be working for this bag, this lower portion of the bag. So this one, and then we go all the way up till it's 4 inches. I'll let you know why. So first we are going to be chaining a total of 56, 2 extras, of course. we're working towards from the side of the bag, so that is why it was 60 chain. Now we are just working on the base of the bag or the front portion, so it's a total of accurately 54 chains, but 56 two extras in order to make a foundation side extra one half double crochet on your side without having to finish all the chains. So make 56 chains, 2 4 5 6 7 8 10. Make sure if obviously taking the foundation chains, you can't measure if the size is accurate, but still it somehow sums up that if it's accurate or not. So I'm just measuring the sides, and it looks like it might not be enough, so this is the very reason I was measuring. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure the base of my bag in order to see how much inches it should be. So it should be a total of 12 inch 0.3 centimeter. So all the measurements are very complicated, sorry about that. So keep making your double crochet all the way up until you reach towards the end of the row. Trust me, it looks all scrambled up, but when you finish the more higher you reach, the more cleaner it's gonna look. So we've almost reached the end of the row. So chain 1, flip your work, and do double crochet all the way till the end of the row, like I said. So it's not that difficult, trust me. It's like a very easy pattern. Only when I do a little bit of exclusive designing of mine, then it might be a little difficult, but as of now it's like a piece of cake. So if you want, for the sides, you can also chain 2 and skip into the next chain to make your stitch. For me, I am just crocheting all the way up. So yeah, it gives a cleaner side to your work. So yeah. Totally depends on you. Keep making your single crochet until the end of the row. So it's a very simple pattern. It's like single crochet all the way, chain 1, single crochet all the way again. Flip, obviously, turn your work and single crochet all the way again. After you have reached this 4 inch of height on the front panel of your bag, so I'm going to be showing you a beautiful pattern which could be a little tricky, but it's pretty simple if you're at least an intermediate level crocheter. Shall we? So I have flipped my panel. I'm gonna work from this side. Obviously flip your panel. Make sure to, so I am using this brown yarn for my stems of my flower. So just follow me here. It's gonna make a lot of more sense after the pattern is done. So chop out this green yarn and take the brown yarn inside to begin with the pattern. So I'm gonna chop off this yarn. I'm gonna take the brown yarn in, securing the different color. So as of now we don't need the green yarn, so that is why I have chopped it off. So tighten your green yarn to make sure it's secure, not loosen. So I'm just gonna take the green yarn and work over this bit of green yarn to make sure it's secure, so that at the end of the work I do not have to secure my stitch. So to begin with, chain 2. Okay, so chain 2, sorry about that, in your very next chain, go inside, 3 loops on the hook, make a double crochet like that, followed by chain 1 for a distance to make those flower petals or buds. Go inside the same stitch that we just made, double crochet, and make your double crochet inside that same stitch. So we're going to be working on these gaps. Okay, so to make a gap, again, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, go inside the next, make a double crochet, chain 1, into the same stitch, make a double crochet like that. As you can see, there's a little formation of V out there. So we're going to be doing this all the way around here. Okay, so making sure that these 2 stitches are secure. So I've made that chain 1, skipping 1 stitch and making my double crochet, followed by 1 chain in between, separating my double crochets in the same chain like this, the V's that are forming, as you can see. Chain 1 to separate your stitches. Obviously skip 1 for the chain 1 you just made. Into the next stitch, make a double crochet, chain 1 to make a partition between your 2 double crochet in the same space. So go inside in that same space where we made the double crochet and make another. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch because we chained 1. So I'm pretty sure I've got the hang of how to make this. In that stitch, after 1 skip of stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, go inside the same stitch and make a double crochet. So this is pretty much done, as you can see. Now we're going to be working on the buds. So for the last stitch, it's quite little tricky. So what we can do is just dig into that last stitch and just make a, sorry, my bad. So obviously yarn over. So after these brown V stitches are done, for which I have used brown. I mean, it's up to you which color you want to use. So to make the flowers, I'm going to be using this little bit of lavender color that I'm left with. So I'll use this lavender color. And it's totally your choice what color you want to use. I especially wanted to use pastel yellow, but I am eventually and sadly, unfortunately, out of pastel yellow. So the strategy of life, you don't get what you want, so have to live with it, right? And then I'll take the lavender thread and then I'll just securely get it inside, because we are going to be using this color for making our flower buds. So what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to make the flower buds in the gap of these stitches. Let me just zoom in for like clear visibility. Yeah, so I just got my hands in a very good tripod, lucky me. So sorry that I was not using this tripod sooner. So yeah, so go ahead. So it's very easy. Yarn over, go inside that gap of the two stitch, the V stitch I mean, and you are not gonna finish your these three loops, actually existing one and the other two that we just pulled out. We're gonna loosen it a little bit, pulling it slightly higher. So you're gonna make 5 unfinished double crochet, so like that. So 2 and then 3 like that. So we are not finishing these stitches, just yarning over and pulling loops. 4 and 5. Finally, when you're done with these 5 loops, which are a little loosened, you pull it off, take this yarn and you pull through all the buds, which is securely gonna create a small bud like this. If you're not happy with the size or proportion of the bud, you can always go ahead and make more unfinished double crochet. And to secure your bud, you chain 1 top of the bud. There you go, as simple as that. So in order to maintain this space, we're going to be chaining 1 again like that, and then yarn over, go inside that gap and pull 5 unfinished double crochet like I said. Yarn over, pull through. 2, yarn over, pull through. 3, yarn over, pull through. 4, yarn over, pull through. 5. So we are almost about to reach the end of these flower bud row. So it's the last bud that we are making for this row. Chain 1, go in, that's the last bud for the row. So after this, we are just gonna continue making this green pattern all the way. So I'm gonna show you how to adjust this. So as you can see, my flower row is finished. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make all the way till here, all the way till top, simple double crochet rounds of the same green color all the way, and it's gonna only showcase till this much, because obviously this is the opening of the bag like I said, and this is the front panel which we are working on. So I had to secure the stitch with the stitch marker to make sure everything stays aligned. So I'm just gonna keep aside that back panel of mine, and we're gonna work on this. So to begin with, we're just gonna cut this remaining purple yarn, and if you really want a clean finish edge to your work, what you can do is you can work over this yarn. That would be like the best solution. That way people are never gonna know that you ever changed colors. So continuing with the green work, the green yarn. So I'm just gonna not make any loop or anything, just securely changing my color to this green yarn, tightening my purple yarn to make sure my green yarn is tight as well. And then let me just focus, yeah. And then we're just gonna work above all the stitches that we had made in our last round above the flower petals. Remember, it's a double crochet, so if you want to have a very clean edge to your work, you can start with chaining 2 for your edge. That would give it a very finishing look. And right from the center, you can start doing your double crochet. So this edge that we chain to, this can be counted as one double crochet as well. So the corner one. So keep working on your top stitch above your flower. For best results, please follow the tutorial like I said. And make sure while making these flowers, the amount of chains as you are giving as gap between the popcorn stitch or the buds, you should maintain it in this row as well. It means that if you're chaining 1 in between these buds, you should skip 1 chain, not 2 chains. So please don't do that, skipping 2 stitches here and making 1 chain here, or skipping 1 stitch here, making 2 chains there. That way you're gonna confuse your stitch. This from here on, your work is gonna be either way too scrunchy or it's gonna be either too big, the row. So make sure your stitches are exact 52 counts that we started with. Yes. So keep making your double crochet all the way. So for the gaps, what you can do is you can just simply go inside and work a double crochet. You don't have to, struggle finding the stitch. So yeah. So as you can see, the front panel of the bag is ready. So it's the same size as the back panel, but it should be only until the opening of the closing part, which is the back panel of the bag. So it is about exactly 10 inches. If you want, you can make more. Totally depends on you. So I'm just gonna zoom in to show you the exact pattern, how it looks. So this is how the bag looks like. Okay, so it's gonna be exactly till the opening of the bag. So as you can see, this is the front and back panel which is ready. I've secured it with a pin. So now we're gonna work on the base of the bag and the sides of the bag. We are making the base of the bag, which is gonna be about 5 to 6 inches thick, because I want the depth and the width of the bag to be quite good amount, so that I can not just my laptop, I can fit in other things. So we were done with the back and the front panel. Okay, look at this cute tulip. This looks amazing. Here's a plastic canvas. Based on the measurement of this plastic canvas, we started to make the back. If we clearly remember, you can go to the beginning of my video and you can check out. I have cut that plastic canvas to half. So I folded the plastic canvas to 2 equal parts and cut it from the bottom. And this is the other half that we have. So we're gonna work on this. This is gonna act as the base of our bag. So it's gonna be like this, kind of like that. Yep, exactly. So to begin with, we are going to single crochet in each of those individual pixel grids that you see. This can be small boxes for you. For me, it's small pixel grid. It's easy to work on, really easy. If you're gonna take a darning needle and work on these pixel grid or boxes, it could be a little tricky as a beginner. So I would suggest just crochet your way in. That's the easiest. So to begin with, we are gonna take a strand of yarn and we are gonna make a simple slip knot like our usuals, just like that. The slip knot, you don't put in your crochet hook take your this plastic canvas. So you begin from the very first box, pixel grid box, from the cornermost of the bottom. Okay, so between. So now we are gonna take our crochet hook and we're gonna dig in all the way into that box or pixel grid, if you're gonna call. So this is a 3.25 millimeter hook. It would really help if you have a 3.0 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter hook. That would be easier for you to go dig in inside your pixel grid or box. And then this slip knot that we had made, we are gonna bring it out like that, and then finally you can tighten your slip knot like that in the measurement of your hook, like that, easiest. And then we are gonna go into that next pixel grid or a box, you can call. So I'm just gonna call them a box, that'll be easier for you guys to remember. Yeah. And then as you can see, the back portion of the strand, the yarn, is behind the canvas for your easier grip to take off the the stitches. So we are gonna just come out through that first loop that we had created. So it's as easy as that. Go into that, we worked on that box, so go into the next box. Let me just zoom in for you, it'll be easier for you to process. Dig in, go right, if you can see. So I'm just gonna show you, this is how your behind looks. Go right, grab the yarn, pull through this loop that you have on the other side of your canvas, like that. There you go. So if you really want your stitches to be thick and chunky, you can go ahead and you can use this 3.2 millimeter hook. But if you want an easier grip of your crochet hook to simply very easily dig in without bothering any of those sides of the boxes, because at times what happens, if you are working intricately through the boxes, you might pamper these sides of the boxes and you might end up tearing one of these boxes, and then it's gonna split apart your stitches. So that way it's for the best that if you use a much more smaller hook, because I am doing it flawlessly, but someone with not much of a good grip of your crochet hook, I would suggest you to use a 3 millimeter hook. Not even telling you to use a 2.5 millimeter hook, like that. So just keep working your way on, making a single crochet, but just remember you're working on this canvas, digging in, pulling out the loop, the yarn. So yeah, pulling out the yarn through the last loop that had been on the other side of your work. So this is how you're gonna do it, and we're gonna reach all the way here till here, but we are not going to work till all the way topmost vertically. So we're just gonna work horizontally till this second last row. We're gonna leave that one row like that. Okay, so keep working your way here. I'm gonna show you the turn of the stitch, like when you reach here, how to turn your stitch to here, and then work all the way from here to going down, and then turning your stitch to the next on your side and going all the way up. So it's like a snake going all the way up and then coming down. So it's like a snake ladder. So just the way, if you remember, just like your normal project, like we work all the way around here and then we go all the way around here and then we go. So that's the same way we are working. So it's nothing difficult, it's pretty easy. As you can see how a normal simple crochet makes the work so simple and so elegant. So this is the base of the bag. like I said, I'm gonna show you the turning point of my work. So I came all the way up like I showed you, and then when you're gonna turn into the side, we're gonna just go into that next box. You're gonna grab yarn. Make sure that when you're turning your side, you're working on that same box as side by, not going into the next stitch. That way it will make your finishing uneven. So as you can see here, so I missed one box, that is why one of the row is a little down. So this boxes, like I said, I'm gonna work only till the second last of my column, so, and leave that last row. So this is how you're gonna work, okay? So going all the way down and coming all the way up. So now that we have gone to the side of our work, we are gonna flip our work like this diagonally, and then we are gonna go all the way up like that. So the tricky part is that when you're working from down to up, like when you're working this way of your panel of your canvas, it could be a little different for you, like difficult for you. So what you can do is you can work from behind as well, like that. You can flip your work and you can work from behind, if that helps you, because it did help me. You can also keep your work like this, facing towards the side, and you can see if those stitches are even and, you know, completely uniform like that, no bumps. And you know, there could be a little bit of bump, but it's all right. So for my base, I have decided to keep the width till this much. Now we're gonna keep that extra line, so I'm gonna measure how much we have crocheted. So if you want, you can get a desired amount of length. Totally depends on you. Totally depends on how much of the width you want for your bag to be. So as of now, it's currently somewhere 3 inch, 3.5 inch. So if you want, you can go ahead and make it 4 inch. So we'll be like slightly 3 more rows, leaving that extra to stitch it with the endings of your bag. So I will make it 4 inch of width and come back. So I'm gonna cut that excess that I in mind, that depending on the width of this, we're going to make the side panel of the bags as well. So this is about total of 12 inches long. So let's measure this side. Based on that, we're gonna cut the canvas pieces. So yeah, that you can take the pieces of canvas and just measure it. So it's 10 inches, so slightly 2 inches smaller than the base. So you just go ahead and make sure that you're taking correct measurement. Yeah, it's 10 inches. So I am gonna take my plastic canvas and measure exactly 10 inches. So I had this from before, so the other half. So I'm gonna measure exactly 10 inches, which is approximately this much. So I am also gonna measure the width, which was 4 inches, like I said. 3.5, 4, totally up to you. Let me just go ahead and measure that, the height as well. So it's 10 inch. As you can see, this is where you have to cut. So we are gonna go ahead and it's proper. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this same structure that I showed for this. So we're gonna make 2 pieces of this, total of 2 pieces. So I'm gonna make total of 2 pieces of this and then come back, and then I'm gonna join the bag, and then I'm gonna show you how I made the strand of the bag, the best piece. Like, look at it, how thick it is. So yeah. So we have all of our panels ready. We can attach these. Please don't mind me changing my background again and again, because this is a very long tutorial, because of which I have to change my place. Go ahead and make the tassels. I'm gonna just go ahead and join the panels of my bag. So starting with the panel which is gonna go in the down, I'm gonna join that. So yeah, I've kept this ending, so I'm just gonna go ahead and join this ending with this. I'm gonna take a darning needle to join it. It makes it easier, hold it in this way and stitch it like that. So when you're stitching, you're keeping the back portion of the lower panel facing towards the back portion of the back panel, and you have overlapped them like this, and you're stitching it. So when your stitching is done, it'll be kind of like this. So obviously this is the back, this is the outer portion of the back, and this is the inside portion of the back where you can see the knit. Yeah, like that. You're stitching it this way. So for my side panel also, I am kind of doing the same, but make sure when you're stitching the side panel, you do not pull the yarn too tight, or else you're gonna end up breaking the wire or something, because the wire is like very intricate and it can break very easily. As you can see, this one broke. So don't pull the needle or the thread way too tight. Just be gentle with your stitches, like make sure to tighten your stitch, but like not pulling it very tight, being harsh with the wire. So what I'm doing, I'm not going inside the pixel grid, I'm going to that opening of the last single crochet that I made on my second last pixel grid. And like usual, I am stitching it from the insides, not from the outer portion of the bag, like I said earlier. That way your work will look much more cleaner. Like when you flip your work, you can see there's like a clean finishing like that. So after you finally crochet all the panels from the obviously the back side of the, like I told you, flip the panel and do it from the back side, like from the insides of the stitch. So what I'm gonna do in this case is that this is the outer portion of the bag, like this, as you can see, like that. It's gonna come up like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna now flip it from behind, and we're gonna work like this. So we're gonna work let's say we're gonna work on from the insides of these two and these two, like from the insides. Okay, we're going to stitch it from the insides so that from the outer portion the stitches are like not prominent and visible. So we're going to do that. So I have stitched the back all the way from outside, and now we're gonna flip the back. So to make the handle of the bag, we are gonna do a very simple step, which is pretty simple. Start with a slip knot, obviously, and then according to the width of the handle, you're gonna chain. So for my width, I chained about 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 11 chains. So totally up to you how much you want the width of your handle to be. If you want it to be slightly thinner, you can go for that. And also about the length. And also about the length of the handle, it totally depends on you how long or short you want it to be. 1 feet shorter to me, of course. So it's like total of 4 feet. It's pretty long. Yeah, so please make sure that depending on the height, the bag's gonna fall. So make sure that the handle is not too long. So I'm gonna show you how to make this width. This is called a thermal stitch. So I took exactly made total of 10 rows of thermal stitch, and it's the same pattern that I followed all the way towards the end of my handle. That's all. So to begin with, what you're gonna do is you're gonna begin with single crochets, half double crochet, sorry, my bad. So yarn over, skip that 1 chain, go all the way in and make your half double crochet. This row is more about making half double crochet. That's all. Yeah, reach almost the end of the row. So you're gonna single crochet, done your work. Now I'm gonna show you the tricky part of this stitch is that instead of flipping your stitch this way, which way we generally work, you're gonna keep our work like this. So we're gonna working in a 3D mode. So you're gonna work both the sides of the stitch. So basically the tricky part of thermal stitch is that you are stitching on both the side of the stitch. You're not just stitching one side. So you can go to my channel and watch my thermal stitch tutorial, which is easy to follow. Yarn over, I'm making a single crochet. So go on so we have flipped our work like this, flattened our stitch that we made on the last row, which was a half double crochet. So go on the first loop of your right side of the stitch and back loop of your left side of the stitch, which is beside the stitch, like that. Pull your yarn, grab a yarn through those 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through. So that is working on both the side stitch, which is eventually called thermal stitch. I'm going to show you again. Yarn over, go on the front loop of your right side, and back loop of your left. Pull over. Ignore that tail, please. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over. So you can see that 3D effect creating. So it's just like that. Front loop of your right, back loop of your left. Pull over, 3 loops on the hook, front loop and back loop. Pull over. You already see the 3D effect forming. Number of thermal stitches. I'm gonna show you what to do next row. So eventually you're gonna chain 1, flip your work, and we are not working like this. We are working like this in this scenario because we're working on the both side of the stitch. So for this, as you can see, that this loop and this beautiful formation of loop where you can see a little bit of space is left if you flip your work this way. So this side of the stitch has been worked on, this side hasn't been, so that's the way you can see that depth. So you're going to work on this. So same as last row, but it's a little tricky. First loop of your right and the second loop of this row, from your left, like that. First loop of your right on the second loop. So only this portion, not the entire loop. Make sure in thermal stitch you're not taking the entire loop and you're working. So it's always a half double crochet that you're doing. So you're pulling out a loop of those two openings of the mouth, and then you are pulling off. So keep on working. I am pretty sure that this makes sense now. So we are working pretty much on the flattened way. We are not working like this. So it's as easy as that. So please follow your way up all the way towards your desired amount of length that you want. So this is the stitch and we are following this. Make sure to make sure to overcome that last stitch. If you don't do it properly, you could end up really not forming a straight, so it's like this as of now. When you work, it's gonna be like this. So good luck. As for the handles, I am gonna show you how I stitched I've added magnets for the closing. I'm gonna add on this side as well. So this is how I've stitched the handle here very tightly. So make sure you stitch it the same way here, which I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna also show you how to make the handle. So first I'll show you how to stitch your way in. So leave about 1 centimeter from two of these sides equally. Not a 1 centimeter, about like 2 to 3 centimeters 2 centimeters from both these sides, which is about 4 single crochets from this side, like that, and stitch your way in. So you take these endings of the handle along with these pixel grids of the first row of this panel, and you go all the way in like that, and leaving these 4 single crochet behind. So you're going to go your way into that first, like that. I'm also taking the tail in order to make sure my work is super tight and it's not like falling apart. That. Just like that, your through your stitch to make sure that just like that. Yeah, taking out your yarn, just making your work extra secure. I want to make sure to not scrunch it in a way that it becomes like this. How that looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna take extra stitch here. So this is the final result of the bag. It was really fun to make. I've added couple of pockets, a big pocket and a small pocket, depends on what you want to carry. So this bag was really fun to make, and I have added couple of flowers in the magnet part where you can customize the bag according to your own way, however you want it. So this is the final look, and you can see, since it's a crossbody bag, that's how I'm carrying it. If you want, there are other ways to carry it, like you can take the bag and carry it on your shoulder from the side. So I love the color of the bag. You can choose any color of yarn. This was fun to make. Thank you so much for watching the tutorial. Lots of love. Keep watching Trish Crochet.